it's Sarah here. I'm here today with an original book tag. For those of you who didn't know, I am a huge fan of BJORK, the singer, whose music you are listening to right now. In March of this year, actually, I went up to New York to see BJORK live in concert, and I also went to see her exhibit at the MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art, which was incredible. So yes, I'm a huge BJORK fan. I followed her career basically since I was, old enough to appreciate her. I'm here with my BJORK t-shirt. I don't know if there are any other BJORK fans on BookTube. If there are, definitely leave me a comment down below because I would love to geek out with you. But even if you don't know anything about BJORK, you can still do this book tag. So, without further ado, this is the BJORK Book Tag. First question. Debut. Her first album was called Debut. Your favorite debut novel? For this I'm going to say Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I thought this was a really, really cool book. It's kind of a YA fantasy set in a fictional land that is sort of similar to Russia. And there are these gifted people with kind of superpower-esque type things, and there's a really interesting character named Darkling who I thought was kind of intriguing, and yeah, I just really liked this book in general. Hopefully I'll get around to reading the sequel pretty soon. Next question. Venus as a boy. A beautiful male character. For this I'm going to say Etienne St. Clair from Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I thought this was a super cute book, and of all of these books, all of the male characters, I think Etienne was my favorite. He was just really likable, and I really felt why Anna was falling for him. And I think of the three couples in this series, I feel like they're my favorite one. Next question is It's Oh So Quiet. A book that surprised you. The reason why this is the question for the song is because the song is very surprising. So for this I'm gonna have to say Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. When I look back on this, I probably really should have seen the plot twist coming, but I did not, so it really surprised me. I think I just got really swept up in the whole story, and I really just, well, I can't say any more about it, in case you haven't all read it. I did a video with a full review of this book. I'll leave a link to it down below in case you want to check that out. The next question is Possibly Maybe. A book you didn't love at first, but it grew on you. For this I'm going to say The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling's mystery pen name. I pretty much picked up this book just because J.K. Rowling wrote it, as I'm sure many people did, and it really took me a while to get into it. I mean, when it started, I don't think I was really invested enough in the mystery to really keep reading. I think it was the characters that really made me keep reading the book, and then by the time I got to the middle of it, I really was kind of curious about the mystery, and I wanted to see, what actually happened. Next question is Hunter, your favorite antagonist. I really like this video. This is the one where BJORK turns into a bear.
Hunter. I'm a hunter. I'm going hunting.
I think I've said this in another video before, but one of my favorite antagonists is Littlefinger, Lord Peter Baelish from A Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. I think is an interesting character. I wouldn't say that he's a character that I root for in any stretch of the imagination, but I really do enjoy anytime there's a scene with him, or anytime I got to a scene about him in the books. I really thought it was interesting. and I just think he's a compelling character. Yeah, I'm pre-filming this video, so it's possible that something has happened on Game of Thrones that has made me change my mind about him, but I'm gonna say probably not. I still think he's an interesting character. Because one thing about him that I think is so interesting is you never know like what he's gonna do, and you never really know his motives. The next question is, all is full of love. Your favorite fictional couple. For this I'm going to say Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. I just love these two. I love their witty banter back and forth. I love, you know, when they get kind of feisty with each other. And I love how they don't like each other at the beginning of this book, and then they kind of, you know, fall in love over the course of the book. Next question is Pagan Poetry, a non-poetry book that was poetically written. For this I'm going to say Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. This book had some really beautiful passages. The ending in particular was really nice, I think, and really poetic. It just, you know, it really struck a chord with me, and I think it struck a chord with a lot of different people, and I think that's one of the reasons why it has endured so well. The next question is Triumph of a Heart, a book where love conquered all. Let me just say, I absolutely love this music video. It's crazy. There's like a cat in it who's basically like her husband, and it's funny. For this I'm going to say The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is kind of a very impossible love story, you know, where from the onset you're thinking there's no possible way this can work out, and it does. Love conquers all. That's not really a spoiler because I don't think anyone was expecting tragedy. I don't know, maybe they were. Sorry if I spoiled stuff for you. The next question is Earth Intruders, the last book you read with non-human characters. I think I probably read one since this book, but the last one that's sticking out in my mind is Prince Lestat by Anne Rice. Of course, there are vampire characters in this book that are not human. I don't know if that counts because I guess they were human at one point. I think it counts. Yeah, but I really enjoyed this book. I did a review on it, which I will link to down below. The next question is Biophilia, a book that features technology. For this I'm going to say Delirium by Lauren Oliver. In this book, they've somehow come up with the technology to remove the ability to love and fall in love from people's brains, which I think is pretty advanced technology. I'm a fan of Lauren Oliver's writing style. I think she writes interesting characters and interesting plots. Next question is Vulnicura, a book with a really bad breakup. For those of you who don't know anything about BJORK, Vulnicura is the name of her most recent album. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. And if you listen to the most recent album, it's very clearly about her recent divorce, and it's very, very sad. But it's also amazing and incredible and beautiful, and I love it so. But anyway, a book with a really bad breakup. This might be cliche, but I'm going to say New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, because I was just thinking about books with really bad and dramatic breakups, and this was just the first one that came to mind. I mean, okay, you know, she just goes through and she's like, October, November, okay, you can't see it, but, you know, it's just like blank pages that say the month on it. And that's really dramatic. And when I was a teenager and I was going through like a breakup, like your first heartbreak kind of situation, it really just feels like that. And I thought she really just captured the way it feels to be a teenager and have your heart broken for the first time. And the last question is the Swan Dress, a character who doesn't care what anyone thinks about them. For this I'm going to say Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. Obviously I am really referring more to the Scarlett O'Hara towards the end of the book, because at one point people are just talking smack about her all over the place, and she just doesn't care. I mean, she just does what she wants. I mean, she basically is like that the whole book, but she just does what she wants to do, and she does not care what anybody thinks about it. Which is one of the things I think makes her a compelling character to read about. Alright, so that's it for the BJORK Book Tag. Really do let me know if you happen to be a BJORK fan who is on BookTube, because I feel like I might be the only one. Maybe not, I don't know. I think BJORK fans, like, I feel like we're scattered about. Like, I don't meet too many people who are obsessed with BJORK the way I am. Except my little brother, who actually went to New York with me to see BJORK. So, yay. But yes, feel free to do this tag if you like BJORK, or if you don't. I'm not going to tag anyone specifically because I don't know who would want to do it. But feel free to do it. Please do it. I would love it if you do. And BJORK would love it as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!